Thank you very much to friend of FriendlyJordies Thomas Daly for alerting me to the fact that a video I did for Irrational Fear a few months ago about Gladstone's coal port was shockingly picked up by the biggest name in news of all, the Gladstone Observer.
Want to know where the latest spoon-clapping concert is? Well, it's our job to observe where they are. Can't spell journalism without an I.
Best existence. They wrote 4 articles on our video and it became a segment on local commercial radio. And before we go any further, Evanescence, man, good band. Just wanted to get that on the record very quickly. Alright, let's continue now. Quick disclaimer, Dan Illick didn't set me up to do this. We haven't even discussed it. And, judging from the comments section, it's really obvious that there's a large, switched on, completely aware their town has been hijacked by coal mining interests, body of residents that live in Gladstone. Is this guy one of them? Music will one day liberate us. I think he got into the papers for getting into School Spectacular or something, and good on him. And good on anybody else who opposes the Gladstone Coal Development Port. These people deserve a fully pardoned exemption from the average crabby beer-swilling bumpkins that have crusted onto the coastline of that town.
Yeah, the only place I can buy a house and nobody asks any questions. Snippity snip snip.
Now, having said that, Dan was invited onto the local Top 40 radio station Hot FM's breakfast show to speak with hosts Brownie and EJ, that of course wake up Gladstone each and every morning as they really set the tone for stupid and nervous perfectly, voluntarily waving that misguided small-town defensiveness banner of
"No, it's more geographically narcissistic than us, Brownie and EJ. Woo! Can't change the dial once you're on it because it starts to sizzle as you're on 107.9.
They interpret the video like an illiterate Alabama hick would interpret the Quran, despite Dan Illick trying to explain to these wind blowing in one ear and out the other sloth brains several times that the video's main target is obviously the coal export industry dredging huge quantities of sediment right onto the reef. Brownie and EJ proving capable of understanding this not even difficult to understand point. 10-year-olds get this. Instead, they choose to press on with their dumb barfly antics of,
"Oi, you making fun of Gladstone, are you? Huh? You think you're better than Gladdy?"
yes, this is what Brownie says. I don't even have to put a stupid voice on to mock how this hobo uncle of snap, crackle and pop sounds. Listen to this.
Got a little bit of a retaliation that we want to do for you right now for Sydney, okay? And look, obviously if you want to bag Gladstone, we want to be able to bag Sydney.
That's right. The Gladstone media has the town-wide solipsism to declare that there now is
A war between 2 cities, Gladstone v Sydney. Ooh, which one's better? That is a tough one. Gladstone's a city.
Is his sick burn to that non-existent beef.
You've got the Opera House and Bondi Beach, but there's nothing on the capital of Beef. You're an unfriendly, judgmental bunch who wouldn't raise their hands to pay for lunch. I'd never live in Sydney because it sucks. You're a bunch of snobby, cliquey schmucks. I'll never live in Sydney, that fact is true. I never want to end up just like you.
He prepared that. He obviously put a lot of thought into that pre-recorded finger painting, which is objectively terrible. But amazingly, he put that up on his SoundCloud account highlight reel, which means he's actually proud of that. Brownie, the Tommy Wiseau of Australian commercial radio.
Yeah, it's a piece that speaks to the song side of the heart because the lyrics have the good times in the person mushroom top, the head.
Dan Illick, by the way, has an incredible response to this song. He just very patronizingly says,
"Yay! Wow, he liked it!"
Here's the kicker though. The mayor of Gladstone was sitting in on the conversation as a surprise twist guest.
Gotcha, Dan. If this conversation were a packet of chips, it would be twisties.
Defends her town's activities by telling Dan Illick, right in the middle of him explaining all the damage that Gladstone Port is not only doing to the reef, but the entire planet.
You can say what you like, but you've thrown us into it by using Gladstone you could have used anywhere. Sorry folks, closed for the day. Come back when we're discussing how best to use a pig's ass as a bongo. If you put some sunnies on the pig, doesn't matter if he volunteered or not. Everyone just assumes he's a patron of jazz. Go destroy another town, mate. Just don't mess with Gladdy.
Think local, act global. Second, no, he couldn't have used quote anywhere because anywhere unlike Gladstone doesn't have the 4th largest coal port in the world on its harbour that has killed record numbers of turtles, dolphins and dugongs and has made Queensland in terms of responsibility for global emissions the Saudi Arabia of big coal.
Yeah, it's a mountain. We made a mountain. Leave us alone!
You know what Mayor Gale Sellers at Regional Radio King Brownie's chief objection to us commenting on the coal port is?
We live a better life here in Gladstone. But you wouldn't know, Dan. You haven't been here before. Have you, mate?
Bulletproof logic.
Aristotle certified, boo.
Under the Three Stooges of Central Queensland's
Gotta play that have a yak about it. Got that?
philosophy, pretty much the entire justice system isn't valid because...
You weren't there. How do you know who killed him, mate? Yeah, so shut your big mouth, jury. Make like me pants. And zip!
And, even more extreme, according to Tweedledum and Tweedledee feat I Am Sam, none of them can even confirm Dan Illick, the guy they're talking to on the other line, even exists, because they haven't physically been in his presence. Enter my mind! The level of denial, sheer irresponsibility and governmental incompetence displayed by Mayor Gale Sellers in choosing to distort what is a very important debate into some nothing point about. Well, Gladstone Port is responsible for nearly 180 million tonnes of CO2 emissions a year and...
You haven't been here! Haven't been here, have ya?
Here's hoping you get another term in office, honey. You're a class act. Their most senior locally elected official is actually denying the validity of all documented footage of record levels of dead sea life, independent scientific reports finding the water in the harbour to be toxic, even these present-day Google satellite images of the Muckworld amusement park that is Gladstone Harbour, where the sediment disturbance is visible from space. I wish I'd bought my swimmer so I could dive in from here.
Claramente, la voz de Neil Armstrong y se escucha su excitación.
According to Mayor Gale Sellers, none of this is valid because...
Seeing is believing!
So fine, let's dismiss all of those perfectly valid facts because this, probably better if fictional character Mayor McCheese was running the town instead of Gale Sellers said we should, as we're only allowed to trust people who have actually been there, such as the locals who wrote in on the comment section that the waterways are stuffed, there's more pollution than ever. The sky over Gladstone is green. Living and working there, the video's almost spot on. Well, this guy whose review is my absolute favourite, as I've never heard this expression before, but he simply describes Gladstone as a shit pit.
And to be honest, we live a better life here in Gladstone.
Not even the guy who made that statement actually believes that. He self-admittedly wants to get out of Gladstone as quickly as possible and move to Melbourne, the town's most vocal defender. Willing to do whatever it takes to get out of the town where they found mutated cancer!
Yous are just jealous yous have to pay for Ripley's Believe It or Not museum entry. Me council rate to my fee.
Oh no, it's too late! I've already grown 2 heads!
Got more than just a coal port. We've also got a McDonald's manager that dresses up as Ronald McDonald because
I like the look on kids' faces when I say I make this burger for you, Jimmy.
Because they're not going to face the blatantly obvious economic and environmental impacts their chief industry has on the world, let's give the jugglowers something real to complain about. Seeing as one of the most frequent comments we received from Gladstone residents was, "Ha, joke's on you, you can't even pronounce the name of our town that barely anyone knows exists correctly. Oh no, the fish have jumped out of the water and are using me as a dumbbell to prepare themselves for invading the town. Help! Help!" I'm starting a pact. If you press the like button on this video, you're officially telling the hee-haw mules of Gladstone that yes, we're now aware of how to properly pronounce your real-life Mordor town's name, but we're still gonna call it Gladstone just to piss you off.
effective until you shut down your coal ports, dude.
And seeing as they won't until they hold a gigantically disproportionate part of the blame for tipping the Earth's atmosphere over to the point of irreversible climate change, we're going to enjoy pronouncing it like that, knowing that it actually gets to them.
Well, it's not right. Mispronouncing our town's name is not right.
Please press the subscribe button now. Come on.